What is going on, guys? Joey Franzo here with Flex Training Systems. Today, I wanted to talk about competing, the topic of when you should compete, some reasons, why you should compete. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get right into it. So, when should you compete? Everybody knows. Well, not everybody knows. You might not know, but I think you can benefit as a younger lifter from competing more frequently, 3 to 4 times a year. Spaced out seems like a pretty good, reasonable, amount of times to compete in a year to kind of, uh, you're gonna gain strength because you're a newer lifter, but really you're just gaining that meet day experience, which is very, very, very valuable. And you have to look at each competition as a stepping stone toward your best meet of your life, which at some point in your life, you'll no longer be able to maintain the progress that you're making for one reason or another. This is like years down the road. Um, we're talking 30s, 40s, 50s, who knows? There could be things in your life that come up that prevent you from, you might have a kid, you might get like 5 jobs that you have to maintain, or something crazy could happen. You might take on a new job that pays well, so you can't lift as much, whatever. Um, but at some point in your life, you're gonna look back at your competitions and you're gonna say, "That was the best meet I've ever done." Um, and in order to get there, in order to have this kind of super meet, uh, you know, I think gaining the experience so that, like, there comes a time when, well, I hope that every lifter can experience where you're going to finally reach a point where you compete and you finally feel like the numbers you're about to put up are special, right? Or at least relative to where you started. And I think it's important to always remember that. And when you get there, it would be, let's say you're at the peak end of your strength in your lifetime. You may not always be able to maintain that for one reason or another. And, if you don't have the experience because you never competed, you're just like, you competed like once a year forever, and something comes up that you would have learned had you competed more frequently, you know, that sucks. And now you have to find another meet because you want to make up for what you did, which is okay. Um, but, earlier on, let's say first 1 to 2.5 years of competing, maybe I would say, 3 times a year, 4 times a year is great. 3 to 5 years into your powerlifting, 2, 3 times a year, and then after that, you really want to space them out because it's going to be harder to gain strength unless you're in a caloric surplus. Like if you're just moving up a weight class, it's almost like you're going to experience new gains again, so you can go back to, competing more frequently. Um, it also kind of help you understand your leverages better, but that's something you can learn in training. Another reason why you may want to compete sooner than later is it can help you get better overall, just like from a motivation standpoint, and from just your training. It enhances your training when you're in meet prep. Let's say you're in a 12-week prep. Uh, when you're 12 weeks out, you're kind of eager to compete. You want to compete. It's still kind of a fresh thing. And then once you get towards 5 to 3 weeks out, maybe a little bit sooner, it starts to get harder. You know what I mean? You're going in, you're just lifting heavy, much more frequently, and it can be mentally draining. I think if you're a newer person that doesn't love what you do, that doesn't enjoy and love the process, then those are the days that are going to kind of discourage you and keep you, it might keep you out. Um, but if you're a psycho and you fucking love it and you just want to be the best that you can be, then it's not going to bother you at all. And you're going to, like, I wouldn't say I'm psycho, but I don't ever, um, there's a lot of times, especially lately, where I just have other things going on. And it's like, fuck, I have to train. But once I'm in the gym, I enjoy it. Like, I don't ever say, fuck, I don't want to train today because I don't like lifting. I will never not train. You guys have heard me say that before. But training for a meet, I need to be more regimented. I can't be as lax. I can't be as loose with my programming. That is one of the great benefits of competing is that it's going to enhance your training. It's going to give you something to look forward to. It's going to keep you in line. It's just going to make you better overall as a lifter when you're lifting for something rather than just mindlessly lifting. Exercising and training are two very different things, and training and then versus like preparing for something, I think are different as well. Um, kind of, but you get what I'm saying. So that's another reason why you may want to compete. Um, I mean, another reason is to see how you stack up against people in your region, people in your weight class. Um, I think it's great to like. It's good to take competition serious when if that's your priority. But at the end of the day, we're just lifting. We're lifting weights, and if you don't do well at your meet, you still have a job, you still have a family, you still have a girlfriend, you still have all these other great, amazing things in your life that you need to be thankful for. And sometimes when you're a super serious competitor, you can really put lifting as like the only thing, at least in our mind. Um, you can argue whether or not it's healthy or not. I think kind of tunnel visioning a goal like that tunnel visioning, wow, can really kind of help you. Um, it means a lot to really put everything into something and then to look back and be like, I'm really happy that I gave it my all, and I'm happy with the result regardless. Um, and I think that everybody at least one time, um, should find a meet that they really want to do. Get into that meet, however you need to get into it, and then try it just one time. Try to put everything into that meet once, right? Try it one time. Have a little bit of imbalance in your life towards this one goal. Towards just try it, like literally just try it. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. I have never heard anybody say that before. Um, try it one time. Put everything you got into one competition. Obviously, you need to take care of business. Don't quit your job. I mean, if you have the means to and you really want to like go crazy, it's up to you. That's the great thing about lifting. It can be whatever you want. But I'm talking dial in your nutrition. You're on a strict training regimen. You're making sure you're getting sleep at night. Your water's on point. You're not staying up late, doing dumb shit, drinking or doing whatever the fuck that people do. You know what I'm saying? To really just focus on 16 weeks, 12 weeks. You're going to fucking tunnel vision this shit. You're going to give it your everything. You're going to, if you get to travel, you're going to get there a couple of days early so you can sleep. Literally just put everything into it, right? Preferably later in your career. And compete, and I guarantee you're going to see, you might discover something you didn't know existed, and it will light a fire into you like you probably have never experienced, or you might not, give a shit. You might say, wow, I fucking wasted all this time and money, and I hate this, and you quit powerlifting and go be a CrossFitter or a weightlifter. This might piss some people off, but when a power lifter quits powerlifting and they get into weightlifting, it makes me question whether or not they truly why did they get into powerlifting in the first place? Because most like serious powerlifters that I know, they once they're powerlifting, like that's what they do. I mean, you could fuck around with power cleans here and there. I actually think power cleans are a good explosive movement. It's just the stronger you get as a powerlifter, you're going to become stiff, which is actually good for keeping you safe, believe it or not. And there's so much context that goes into that statement, so I don't even want to get into it. But, not everybody, but it's just like, hey, man, why are you leaving? Why are you going to leave how are you going to be a powerlifter? And then I don't like seeing people lose gains, okay? So when that happens, it freaks me out and it makes me a little scared. But yeah, guys, just wanted to talk about competing in this video. Try it one time, once. Maybe I would preferably do it towards, when you really feel like you've gained some ground and you really want to do good at a meet. maybe at a national, where you know your placings are really going to matter. The Arnold's, you know, anything like that. It is. I don't even know how to describe it. It's something that I do. Um, I do it every couple years, and I feel like I have one of these times coming up again. But we'll see. I just, you know, my life has to kind of allow for it. But I hope that helps. I hope this was at least an interesting or somewhat entertaining video while you were, uh, you know, eating or coming home from school or doing whatever. Um, if I had to summarize some earlier points, I'm not gonna summarize that last point, because I don't really know how, but um, you know, earlier on, compete more frequently. Later in your career, space it out a little bit more, and once in your life, you know, really try to put everything into it. Wow, I just summarized it. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Never say never. I said can't. Don't say that. Uh, I think that's it, guys. I feel like I was missing something. Oh yeah, and you know, it can give purpose to your training, so that way you're not just mindlessly sitting there training. Alrighty, guys. I hope you're able to take something away from this video. Um, Thank you so much to all of you that picked up a competition shirt or that used the Flex10 code on the PR Breaker, or that, you know, copped any kind of flex gear. That really, really means a lot to me. Uh, I'm getting this. I usually make these videos earlier in the week, but we have some stuff going on. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.